You are back here. It's going to pick up everything you all say. So just all right, here we go. Now I'm going
so far, so please. All right.
You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to put the Mongols on trial. Jury, we need to decide are the Mongols guilty of uncivilized conquest and ineffective administration of their empire. Over the course of the next 4 days, we'll hear opening arguments from the prosecution and the defense. The prosecution will call their 4 witnesses, the defense will call their 4 witnesses, and then we'll end with our closing remarks again from the prosecution, and finally the defense.
Emma Wright, please come to the front office. Good evening. Emma Wright, please come to the front office.
All right, so here in just a moment, the prosecution will present their opening argument first. Again, jury, make sure that you are making notes, you're following along with the trial analysis. Witnesses similar as each witness comes forward. Today, we're going to try and get through 1 witness only because you're going to start to see what that process looks like, and we'll try and make everybody feel comfortable with that. All right. At this time, I would have the prosecution please come forward to give their opening argument. Yeah, so what I do here, I'll put this on. Can you give me a mic check real quick?
Testing, 1, 2, yeah.
Perfect, okay. So I would just come here so that way I can address the jury. This is your 1 chance ultimately to address that.
Okay, thank you.
All right. The opening arguments, you'll have a maximum of 4 minutes to present. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, everyone, especially the jury. Okay, today, we will bring the Mongols to justice and have them pay for their various crimes against humanity, which includes genocide and war crimes. They committed numerous barbaric deeds, conquered many people and their lands. Some of these barbaric activities include dancing on the dead, like in Mstislav III's case. The Mongols guaranteed they wouldn't kill you if you surrendered, and Mstislav did, but he was still killed, going against their own laws. Additionally, they killed millions of people through their battles, destroying 10% of the human population of their time. Additionally, this does not include the millions that were killed through the Black Death, which they spread significantly. They attempted to justify their crimes by claiming their God told them to. Also, the Mongols couldn't keep their territories together. Once Genghis Khan died, his offspring fought so much that they split apart into 4 colonies. This shows that the Mongols were inefficient leaders. This is also shown when in Russia, the Mongols lied to Ivan I when he said he would get to be the ruler of Alexander Tiger's land once they killed him. However, it wasn't until years later that Ivan I got this position. Other places the Mongols took over in Russia were not given to them, even though the Mongols said they would. In addition to the lies and deceit, the Mongols had unjust rules which included a more severe punishment for stealing than of murder. Also, if 1 person in the group of their troops left or disobeyed orders, everyone in that group would be slaughtered. This only proves that the Mongols were inefficient leaders, killing, lying, and cheating against their enemies, allies, and even their own people. Finally, the Mongols committed several war crimes, especially genocide, in the name of their god Tenggiri, which he said they need to conquer the entire planet for him. Some of these crimes include burning down buildings, such as churches and schools, aiming attacks on civilians, including young children and women, using hostages as shields, and killing millions of people. Due to these barbaric murders and poor leadership skills, the power of the empire quickly dissipated. Thank you.
Attorney, please hand off the mic to the defense. Defense, you're going to now have the floor. So you will have up to 4 minutes as well to present your case to argue. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the court. I'm Attorney Kirkland, and I will be giving the opening case for the defendant. The Mongols, the world's largest empire ever built, stretching across nearly all Eurasia, consisting of many different arts and religions, reestablishing the Silk Road and spreading trade throughout their territory, while using revolutionary battle tactics to expand. Based on many accounts told throughout history, Mongols were considered to barbarically conquer different cities and towns. However, almost every single account is told by an opponent of the Mongols. And even at this point, most of their history was written, at most, over 100 years after the account actually took place. But what's more, the Mongol battle tactics, while considered by some people gruesome, were no more different or worse than some tactics used during the reign, as will be seen and proven later on in this trial. But battle was not the daily agenda on their list. Most towns and cities were too scared of the Mongols to consider fighting them, and so when asked, they surrendered. After surrendering to the Mongols would continue on their conquest, leaving the city to continue their daily lives as long as they stayed loyal to the empire. Each town being kept at watch by several Mongol administrators. Mongol administrators would not restrict culture and art, but rather tried to spread it, letting the cities that they conquered spread their beliefs, practices, and other religions. Based on the fear of consequences for rebelling, loyalty to the government, whether caused by fear or admiration, grew fiercely. However, geographically was only a part of their growing empire. Advancing economically was also very important to them. The size of the Mongols' territory led them to take different items from all over their country and combine them to make new, tradable, and expensive goods, such as white porcelain pottery and blue dye, therefore recreating and reestablishing the Silk Road, which united all of Asia, Europe, and Africa to each other. And so, although this growing empire, which has both changed the modern world and ancient world, has been given both a false title and bad reputation, we know that after hearing the evidence that will be presented to you today, we are confident that you will find the defendant is not guilty of all charges. Thank you very much.
At this time, jury, I'll have you guys just go ahead and talk with your shoulder partner. Witnesses and attorneys start gathering your thoughts. Wait! Attorneys, we see what they're trying to do now?
Like in the they tried to call me
Alright, so now you guys can be prepared for what they're going to do and try to figure out how you need to counter that. Witnesses, you guys should serve as researchers for our attorneys. If you guys hear something or you have an idea, share it with the attorneys, okay? Because you guys can help them. If you guys need help, have them help you guys. Hey, look this up real quick. I need that information so you guys can help too, okay? Alright, at this time, we are going to move into the prosecution making their case. I'll remind the jury that the prosecution has the burden of proof. They need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the Mongols are guilty. Prosecution, would you please call your first witness to the stand?
We'd like to tell Emmett or Owl.
Go ahead and stand up, actually, when you say so. And also, I did give you, well, are these still on your?
Yeah.
Okay, I got another copy just in case you guys need. So just to outline everything that we need for the trial, just your handbook. Okay, sorry, Attorney Hauser.
We'd like to call Owl. I don't know.
We're gonna go. So you said the prosecution calls all moves to send to the stand.
All moves to send to the stand.
So I say it again, so prosecution calls.
Prosecution calls out moves to send to the stand.
There you go. He'll make his way up here.
Yeah.
And our bailiff is gonna swear you in, so you'll stand and raise your right hand.
You swear to say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
And you'll respond with thank you. You may be seated. So do your best to try and sit over on this side, so that way you're kind of talking into the microphone as naturally as you can. Did you want your Chromebook or anything? Yeah, you're good. And then here's this for you. Thank you.
All right.
All right, and then you can come forward out to the gallery.
Wait.
Out here. Yeah. So that way the jury can hear you a little bit better, and you can work with them.
Alright, okay, so, I'll move this in. I want you to tell us your experience with the Mongols. How did you allegedly die?
Objection narrative.
And lacks foundation. So you've got to establish foundation first. Let's start off with this. Please state your name for the court.
I'm Mustafa, the California. I am Al Mustasim, the Caliph of Baghdad.
Okay, establish foundation. What is the Caliph of Baghdad? So yeah, like what does that role entail?
So he was like the leader.
No, don't ask, don't tell.
What was the Caliph of Baghdad? So the Caliph was the leader of the biggest cities of certain countries. So I was the leader of Baghdad,
Which was the capital of
which
the
was the capital of
Abbasid Caliphate. Okay. So again, short and choppy questions and answers, and it flows back and forth, otherwise you're gonna object for narrative, right? So, state his name, you're the Caliph. What is the Caliph? Caliph is the leader of the Abbasid dynasty. All right, so now we need to establish some foundation, start to create a connection between him and the Mongols.
So you were the largest city, right? And didn't, what was your experience with the Mongols and the Caliph of Baghdad? Like, what was the connection?
So the Mongols, they wanted to take over my city and my dynasty, or like my empire, and they gave us terms of submission, but we didn't agree to
And you
that.
guys are gonna object.
Objection.
Yeah, so make sure you stand up when you object.
Objection.
All right, so you're providing narrative, so I'll remind you, just answer the questions that are provided, and then what he'll do is he'll ask a follow-up question. So you say, the Mongols were expanding, and we're looking to expand into my territory. And then you can say something like, okay, what happened next? Or when was this? Or start to establish just a back and forth conversation. Makes it easier for our jury to follow, and it makes sure that we stick to the facts.
When they were looking to expand their country, did they ever think about invading you all, or did they ever give you any terms?
They gave us terms of submission, and we did not agree.
Why didn't you agree to the terms of Monkey?
Because I thought that I knew it was best for my people.
How did you and your people allegedly die or be slaughtered?
When we didn't agree to the terms, the Mongols laid siege to our city, and me and a few of my officials who gave ourselves up, they captured us, and the majority of the population was killed.
How did you allegedly die yourself?
So there are many accounts of this, and I was, the majority of them said that I was rolled in the carpet to death.
Is it okay if I get more feedback on the roles of the carpet in this?
Sure.
How were you like killed? Were you just rolled in the carpet?
I think, no, I was like, there's many accounts. I was starved, I was hanged, I was murdered.
Do you have a piece of evidence that you could cite here to support this claim to the jury?
Yeah, I had on like 3 or 4 sources that I found. It said that he was rolled in the carpet, and then so they would not.
So where is this? So is this on that the witness document?
Where I have it? No, I don't think so.
So that way, I want them to be able to pull it up so that way they can look at it. And then what you would do is you would say, I'd like to submit as evidence Exhibit A.
I don't think it's on there.
It's not on there? Okay,
I didn't know I had to like do that.
well, if we want to submit it for them to be able to review it, then I need to have it on that document. Does that make sense, attorneys? All right.
What,
So let's take a quick break and let's check in with your other attorneys, and then you guys can be prepared if you have any evidence you want to pull. So let's just take a 30-second break, jury, and talk about what you know. Hey! So after we're trying to establish that foundation, so I want them to cite some sources. I don't know where.
I remember most of my questions I took out
Where are the three sources? So again, just the first witness is the most challenging because we haven't done this process before. So as Al-Muslim has like this evidence of how he's dying, then you can cite that evidence and say, okay, according to this exhibit, and so now whatever website you're gonna cite as your evidence, it's gonna really strengthen the case for the jury. Because they're not like, oh, okay, this is what happened. On them, you guys are keep saying alleged, and I'm just gonna be like, alleged, like, we're not here for alleging, we're here for facts. And so why you need some sort of evidence to support your claim. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's what you do. So you guys can discuss that. And so you guys can cite Wikipedia as your source. Make sure that link is put on the witness document. So that way my jury and the opposing counsel can review that. Okay? And again, witnesses, you guys can be searching for this stuff too. Like, oh crap, they need this source. Like, let me find it real fast so you guys can do it. Okay? Yeah, you want to explain away?
I remember most of my questions. I can't remember like what.
Yes. I'll start looking at that. Exactly. Yep. So right now I'm kind of walking y'all through it a little bit. As we get the flow, then I'll turn it more to you guys. Yeah, that's what it's exactly. How did all this just die? Go through their whole trial? Are they guilty of two things? Uncivilized conquest? Is it conviction?
Yeah, it's mostly letters. Yeah, mostly letters. I have a story.
Maybe something. You're more illustrating wealth and collaboration. That would be what I would focus with you on alternatives. So how do you die at? Yes. Oh, really? That would be a bad question. So especially since he's working with you, the harder part is they ask you a question on the you're like, I don't know. We'll kind of work through that together. This is why the first witness has the toughest spot. You're kind of laying the foundation. Here we go. Almost going to return to the stand, please. Attorney Hauser. So again, do you guys understand why I'm kind of belaboring this point? I assume that you guys are trying to make the case that he was killed in a very barbaric way. He was killed in a very barbaric way, and you guys are going to claim this is, illegitimate claims, then we need to probably have some sourcing or sources that we can start to evaluate. Which side am I gonna? Yes, attorney. Well, I assume hopefully they're gonna give us some evidence. Okay, so yeah, do you have evidence that you can cite or?
Like, I guess sources?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you want me to say the sources?
Yeah, so is it on that document now?
Yeah.
Does everybody have the witness, sourcing document up?
It's from Cambridge University, and also on Wikipedia, but that's not a reliable source of Cambridge University. So, yeah.
Okay, so on that witness sourcing, you should look under almost the same thing, Cambridge, and it should have witness, correct? Okay, y'all find it? What does it state?
It states, is it the one I said?
Natalie Ewing, please come to the front office. You're leaving. Natalie Ewing, please come to the front office.
Dealing God!
Objection, lack of personal knowledge.
He should have personal knowledge about how he died. So I'm gonna allow him. Right? He should know it. So again, almost the same. Which Cambridge court is it?
University of Maryland.
Yeah, oh, there it is.
Yeah, and it says multiple accounts of how he could have died, including that he would roll in the carpet and
Not you.
All right, so it does say on there and provides evidence for me from Cambridge University that he was rolled into a carpet. And
Where is it? On the Cambridge where? Is this one of the footnotes? Or is it in the abstract?
You can talk now.
No, she's trying to help you. She's trying to help you.
Oh yeah, thank you, my bad. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay.
And be quiet.
But you're not canceled. My bad. All right, we're back. So, from Cambridge.org or Cambridge University, the death of the last adapted Caliph al-Muslim has been the object of contradictory historical accounts by many historians, both in the East and West. Was he put to death by starvation? Did he have melted gold? Or down his throat? Was he executed by a hooligan's own hand, or even by a Georgian prince? Okay. Alright. So, was he rolled in the carpet and kicked to death, hanged, or strangled? Yeah, strangled, sorry. Writers of the period offer colorful portrayals of this event. Some say it as a martyrdom, yeah. Others as a humiliating death preceded by moral admonishment and blamed by Hulagu. Building upon earlier studies, this article is...
But correct me if I'm wrong, all you're telling me is that it's disputed.
There are many accounts of barbaric behavior by the Mongols, and all of these could be true.
All of them would be true? I
Not
thought
at once.
Alright, so again,
I'm not a contrarian.
what,
Neither are you, so...
well, and I'm trying to help us out with this first witness, right? This is where it gets really tough. So what you're looking at is the abstract. So what we want to do is we want to read this article, which I don't even know if you guys have access to, which makes it a little bit challenging. So just got to be thinking about, okay, what evidence am I claiming? Where am I getting this evidence from? Because the other side is going to try and challenge the validity. I feel like the point that you're right now is just that it's disputed. Is that accurate?
I don't know. What am I supposed to say, yeah? So,
Gather your thoughts as attorneys. Get together. Y'all are one group. Okay, help each other out.
what am I supposed to
Think about how you guys are going to be handling this later as well. Ready?
I can't do that. No.
And you guys can jump in and help too, right? So if he's struggling and you need a little bit of help, they're gonna jump in. But, Your Honor, I think what he's trying to say, blah, 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 is, explain it away. Right? Because sometimes when you're up there on the spot, it gets a little bit overwhelming, the spotlight is bright. So now somebody who's not in the spotlight can maybe think a little bit clearer. So you guys can clarify. We're not gonna get to
Charlie, you're not gonna win that. I'll give you a run.
Alright, so at this time, what we would do is we would normally go to our cross-examination. Cross-examination would be 2 minutes. Who's gonna cross-examine us? Could you just give me, what's your first question going to be? Good statement. They would object and say asked and answered, right? That foundation's already been established.
Oh, I probably could have told you that. Okay.
What else? Keep
Okay, so
going.
then, so like, other than like, okay, so it was like,
Alright, do we establish this, Caleb?
Yeah.
Okay, asked and answered, okay?
Okay.
Keep in mind, you have 2 minutes to get across your point, which I've given you guys about like 20 minutes with this, just so you're aware.
Oh, it's 354.
So what, yeah, give me the next question.
Okay, it was me, how is this actually by the Mongol Trial?
I would not ask that question,
Okay.
because you do not want to ask an open-ended question, because they are going to explain away, he's going to explain away. Give him a yes or no question. Is it true that, did you or did you not that? The Mongols did this, correct? So now it's a one-word response. You have to say what you want him to say. Now we got so much to do! Are you ready?
Let's do this!
Oh my God, are you ready?
Let's do this!
Get out my life, love you. Okay, clean this up.
And then,
Don't worry, I'll say it.